to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. I'm Kimmie. This is my attic, and today we are on part 5. We are on part 5 of my nickel allergy series of what I believe will be a 7-part series. So we're almost there. Now, I am really excited about this video because in this video we're going to be trying on some iron oxide free makeup. Not that we make, like in the last video, but that we bought. So we're going to be trying on some store-bought, brand-made iron oxide free makeup. Now, in the last video, if you remember, we did a little DIY. Some of it worked out okay, some of it I was pleasantly surprised about, and some of it was just a no. Most of it was a no. I wasn't that surprised. I've never been a fan of DIY makeup. That's not to say that some people don't like it, because I know some people love it, but it's not for me. If it's for you, that's great. If it's not, hopefully you'll get something out of this video, because today, like I said, I'm going to show you some makeup that is iron oxide free from the store. Now, the thing is that I have to tell you is you don't have a whole lot of options. If you are someone who is, but you're probably not choosing to wear iron oxide free makeup, more than likely you have this allergy and you have to wear iron oxide free makeup if you don't want to try other makeup and see if you can wear it, which I'm going to talk to you more about that in my next video, so let's drop that for now. For now, let's say that we're just going to be wearing iron oxide free makeup. There's not a lot of brands that cater to it. Basically, unless you have a nickel allergy, there's really no reason to wear iron oxide free makeup. But what about all of those of us that do have a nickel allergy? Unfortunately, there's only a couple of brands that make it, and even those things, you're very limited. There's a couple of choices, but there's not that much choice, unfortunately. But I do think I have a full face today, so it is out there. It does exist. What I'm missing is concealer and bronzer. Now, concealer, I wasn't able to find any. I'm not someone that wears concealer for the most part. I have such dry skin, and the couple of reactions, these back-to-back reactions that I had for quite a long time left my under eyes scaly at best. They are just making a recovery, I would say, like in the last 6 months. It took like over a year really for them to really look significantly better. I mean, they looked better, but to really kind of go back to where they were, like they were very scaly for a very long time. And I really owe it, I think, to the products, the skincare products that I've been using, but that's another video, to get them where, you know, even to where they are now, my under eyes. Concealer is just something that doesn't agree with me for the most part. I have a few. They do have iron oxides in them. I just don't wear concealer that often. When I do, I reach for them. But I wasn't able to find any with the iron oxide free. So if I do come across any, of course, I will always keep you updated. If you know of any iron oxide free makeup at all that I don't mention here, I would love for you to let me know. Leave me a comment below. I am always on the lookout for iron oxide free makeup. Bronzer is the other thing I was unable to find, and I do like to wear bronzer, but unfortunately I couldn't find any that was completely iron oxide free. The only thing I can think of, like a substitute, is tanning drops. Now, I know that tanning drops are not a bronzer. I know that. But like I said, if you are looking to completely avoid iron oxides, it could be an option, because they will kind of give your face like a bronzy look. And I do have these that I've been using. This is the Tan Luxe The Face Illuminating Self Tan Drops. You can pick these up at Sephora. This was a trial size that I had gotten in like the bazaar where you can use your points. Usually I can't find anything and nothing that I like or want. Usually it's like the same stuff, right? Like over and over again. It's always the same products. But these were a little different, so I chose them. And yeah, I think these are really nice. They left I like the way my skin was looking. It looks hydrated, and it does look a little bit tanner. So what you do is you put them in your moisturizer or your serum, whatever, like 1 or 2 drops. If you want to be more tan, then you use more than that. And they take a while to work, like about a day or 2, and you will notice that your skin starts to turn a little bit tanner, and you do kind of get that glow. So these are light medium, and then they also make medium to dark. Now, I know it's not the same thing, but it is iron oxide free. So if you're looking for something, it could be an option. If you are not aware of how tanning drops work, or tanning, you know, all that kind of tanning sprays, they all kind of work the same. They all work with something called DHA, dihydroxyacetone, and basically it mixes with the dead skin cells that you have, and that reaction produces something that makes the reaction itself, basically it makes your skin temporarily tanner. That's all it is. So these are no exception. They work the same way. I'm pretty sure, I always say for the most part, because I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure all kinds of self-tans basically work that way. So it is an option. I was thinking about the Drunk Elephant one. They have those bronzy drops that you mix with lotion, but they have iron oxides. I didn't think they did. They do. So, you know, if you want to try them, at least it's something until I can find a bronzer, if I can find a bronzer. And then the only other thing I wanted to talk about, a new product that I've been using that I really, really like, are these Dashing Diva nails. Now, if you are having an issue with nail polish, more than likely it's not iron oxides. There are iron oxides in nail polish, but there's a lot of other things in nail polish that it's more likely you're allergic to than iron oxides. But if you are having a nickel allergy and you find that you're not able to use nail polish, now these do have nail polish in them, but it's not actual nail polish. You just stick these to your nails, so you might be able to use these. And they work really, really, really good. Like, even if you don't have a nickel allergy, they're really fun. They come in all different colors. Like, they have these ones where they're like different patterns, and then they have these, which is like your standard manicure. And they even have like these are called Magic Press. This is what I'm wearing right now. I don't know if it's coming through, but yeah. And I'm not really, you know, good with nails. Literally all you do is stick them on. That's it. There's no glue. You stick them on, you cut them, you file them, and that's it. And they last, like, this is my first experience with the long ones, but these ones, I'm getting like 2 weeks out of them, and I have a job where I'm constantly changing gloves and washing hands. So I'm really, really, really impressed. Any product that I mention, of course, I will link it down below if you are interested. But I have to say, like, I was really impressed with these, and they're just fun, like the colors and the patterns and everything, and they're no big deal to change yourself, and I don't know. I was really happy with these. They're not that expensive either. Like I said, I'll link all these products down below. The last thing that I want to talk about is the substitution. What is in iron oxide free makeup that gives it its pigment? So as we go through the products, as we try them on, I am going to talk to you about it, but I do want to make you aware that we are going to be using some products that use fruit as pigment. Now, the question that comes to mind, is it a nickel? Is it a fruit that is high in nickel? And if it is that going to be a problem when you wear it? Now, and of course I can't answer that question. I want to say no, because one of them is raspberry extract. Raspberry extract is probably the one that is coming to your mind, because raspberries are very high in nickel, and you will find raspberry extract in a lot of fruit pigments in makeup. Now, is that going to be a problem for you? I have never heard of somebody with a nickel allergy having a problem with the makeup that I am going to show you. That's not a guarantee that you won't, but you have to think of the amount of nickel that's actually in the extract and the amount of in the extract that's in the makeup. You know, I just want to let you know, in case you do want to try these brands and these products that I'm going to show you. Whatever is in them, I will do my best to tell you as I use them. But it is just something that you want to be aware of, that a lot of these are made with fruit extracts. There's no other way. It's either iron oxides or it's fruit extract. So basically, that's what we're dealing with. But like I said, I have never heard of it being a problem. I can't guarantee you that it won't be a problem, and that's why I want to let you know. And with that, I think that's it. Okay, that's it. Let's try on some makeup. Some iron oxide free makeup, that is. Okay guys, so deja vu, here we are again. So hopefully, like I said, this will go a little bit better than last time. I am not planning to keep this set up forever. It's just that right now this is the best I can do as far as when I do these try-ons. I'm just looking at myself in the mirror. Oh my god, I look so out of it, and the reason that I kind of look very exhausted and out of it is because I've been having such a stressful couple days, or even couple of weeks at work, and it's just really taking its toll on me. I haven't been sleeping right. I haven't been eating right. It's just one of those things. I know it will pass. We all go through it. And it's just, you know, when things are stressful at work, it always carries into your lives. And that's why I need to put on some makeup. All right, so let's get started. Now, the first thing we're gonna start off with is primer. Primer is not something you should have a whole lot of trouble with. And I already know I am missing something. So we'll get started and then I'll have to take a break and come back. Look at me. I was like, I'm gonna be, oh, I might have it over here. Oh, anyway, I might have it somewhere over here. Primer is something that you shouldn't have too much of an issue with. You really shouldn't. Unfortunately, some brands find the need for whatever reason to put iron oxides in primer, even though there's no pigment. It's one thing if you're, you know, buying a primer that's pigmented or that's kind of like, you know, tinted or whatever. But, or even like a dewy primer, because sometimes you'll have mica in there. But just a regular straight primer, I don't know why brands feel the need to put iron oxides in that, but a lot of them do. So it's basically like everything else, you have to make sure that you're looking at the label. I happen to know that Smashbox, a lot of their primers do not have iron oxides. And like I said, things do change, so make sure that you are looking at labels before you make these purchases. But the last time I checked, which was very recently, their primers didn't have iron oxide. So that's a brand that's known for its primers. I've used them, they're very good. The primer that I'm going to use, and this is because I have dry skin. This is No Problem. Get it? This is by Touch in Soul priming water. You can get this at Sephora. You can get this off their website. This is really for dry skin. I also tend to use like a lot of oils as primers, and those you really will not find iron oxides in. So if you have dry skin and you use an oil as a primer, then you probably won't have a problem. But you won't have a problem anyway. You will be able to find a primer with no iron oxide. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. I really, really like this. Now, the other one, I can't say it. The other primer that's not a priming water, it's like a regular primer, it does have iron oxides in it for whatever reason, but the water doesn't. And then the other one that they make another one. Let me show you real quick. This one is, if you want dewy skin, if you want that dewy look, I'm going to do a whole video on things you can use to get dewy skin. This is the Glassy by Touch in Soul. This is the only product I ever used where I actually could use a powder after it. That's how dewy this makes your skin. For some people, that's good. Some people don't like. I really liked it because I like dewy skin, but that's for another video. Also, that does not have iron oxides in it, so maybe it's not for another video. That's also an option. But like I said, always make sure and check. Okay, so we have our primer. Now we are going to use our foundation. So the foundation that I'm going to use is by 100% Pure. I was going to do a whole video about 100% Pure, and I still am, but I'm just not going to include it in this series because a lot of their products do include iron oxides. So it's not like an iron oxide free brand, but they do make a lot of fruit pigmented makeup. Excuse me. I get my notes. Okay. So this, what we're going to be using is the Fruit Pigmented Tinted Moisturizer, but they have other foundations on their website. They have more higher coverage foundations. They have foundations for dry skin, for oily skin. They have a few with no iron oxides. So you hopefully be able to find one that you like in a shade that's good for you. Sometimes when you start using this brand, you'll find that the tones are a little different. Again, this is fruit pigmented makeup, so it's kind of something that you have to get used to, but it's really not a big deal. The only thing that I'm not crazy about 100% Pure is they are very often low on stock. Their inventory is not always good. I think they're a small company, and let's face it, they don't really have a lot of competition. They're doing something that not a lot of other brands are doing, or any brands, really. Who's making fruit pigmented makeup? And so they tend to run low on stock, and they don't stock as much as the bigger brands do. So they do restock, and they, you can get on their waiting list, but sometimes Tell me I didn't open this. I didn't, but I actually did get it open. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use a tinted moisturizer. This is a first impression for me. I have never used this. I do have one that I use by them, but it has iron oxides. I'll use it in the other video. So this is tinted moisturizer. This is in the shade Alpine Rose. That's a shade that they make a lot. I don't know if you have to shake it up or not, but let's see. I hope this is a good shade for me. It's probably fine. It's gotta be better than that stuff I made the other day. Okay. So yeah, I always, I like right now that the tinted moisturizers are so popular because I don't really care for anything that's like a lot of coverage, because more times than not, it just doesn't sit right on my skin. So let's grab a brush. Still in focus, sorry. I don't know why I put my brushes over here. We'll just take this one. This is a brush by ColourPop. This is an F15 by ColourPop. ColourPop actually came out with some brushes, what was it, last year? And they were actually, does this smell? No, I don't know. I thought they were pretty decent. They're not my favorite brushes, but they're okay. Just like the first one I grabbed. Actually, let me get another one. Let me get one that I'm used to. Oh, my Sigma Flat Kabuki. This is the F80 Air. Okay, we're gonna put some more on here. This is kind of nice. I like this. This is not a high coverage foundation, so you really can't go by that. Like I said, they make ones that are much more, I like this brush better. Why am I even, I don't know. They make ones that are much more, they also make powder ones. They make a whole bunch that are, not a whole bunch, but they make, you know, you have a choice. There's not just one. So actually this is nice. This is, like I said, just a tinted moisturizer. And I don't really feel like it's settling. Yeah, this is pretty. It has a nice finish. So we'll see. Let me go over it with the sponge. I go over everything with the sponge. So I'm gonna use this Tatcha Luminous Skin Mist. No iron oxides. Most iron, just to like wet my sponge. Most, and this is just an AHA sponge. Most like skin mists or like you know, fixers. Actually, I was going to say don't contain iron oxides, but check on that one. This one doesn't. Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist does not contain iron oxides. I actually just looked before I started filming, and it's nice. It's really pretty. It's not the best though. It's not the best for dewy skin. I know of some that give you more of a dewy look, but it's good. And it does not have iron oxide, so it's perfect for what we're going to use it for. So yeah, this is nice. I like this. It looks good. Like I said, it's not sinking into the skin. There's not a lot of coverage. It's an okay shade match. It didn't really give me too much like tone, like it didn't really tone my skin, but it's okay. These, yeah, it's good. It's nice. So yeah, now we have an iron oxide free foundation that works. So that's great. So like I said, we have no bronzer. Let's go ahead and move on to the eyebrows. Eyebrows is also by 100% Pure. So I am in taupe. This is the Long Last Brows, and it's like a brow gel. It is a brow gel. It's not like a brow gel. It is a brow gel. So, and this one has no iron oxides. Now they do make some brow products that do. And like I said, just make sure when you pick it up, who knows, sometimes these companies, they change their, you know, they change the product. So we're going to use that, and once it sets down, we'll go over it with ABH Clear Brow Gel. You're safe with Clear Brow Gel. You're also safe with Clear Brow Wax, or what do they call it? Clear Brow Soap. If you just want to, like, you know, shape your brows, then that's fine. Anything clear, you shouldn't have a, you know, problem with. Oh my goodness. I put a little too much brow on. That's okay. I like this product. I do. I have used this before. This is not, the foundation was a first impression, the tinted moisturizer, whatever, was a first impression, but the brow product is not a first impression. I have used it before. And I do like it. I think it's really nice. And it has no iron oxides in it. Now, what does it have in it? Give me a second. So, actually, I don't know if I said this, but the foundation that we were using has peach and white tea. And it does have some cocoa in it, which I know was what we were saying last time. That the foundation that we made, we were trying to make it without the cocoa powder. But hopefully it won't be a problem because it has so many other ingredients in it. I think this is too dark. These brows are too dark for me. I remember using this in the past. I don't know if it's how it's looking on camera, but in person these are too dark. I might have to get the blonde ones. I always buy taupe. Products, eyebrow products, and they're always fine. I don't know why these look so dark. I might put too much. I don't know, because I don't really have, like, blonde eyebrow products usually don't show up on me because I don't really have blonde eyebrows. But this, yeah, this is, I don't like this color. But the product is good. The product is very good. So if you're looking for something for your brows, I think the product is really, really nice. It's just that I don't think this is a good color. I'm actually going to use this for eyeshadow too. That's my big secret. All right. So what I'm going to do is go over these brows with this brow gel. So like I said, any kind of clear brow gel you should be fine with. You shouldn't have to have any, but always check the ingredients. But I can't see why they would put iron oxides in a clear brown gel. Okay. I have not tried the ABH wax. I tried to get it and it was sold out. So I got one on Amazon that I think is really, really nice. And it's here somewhere. But it works really, really well. I never use the ABH one, so I don't know. This is it, actually. It's called the Brow Fix Brow Styling Soap. So this is just like, this is a good time to look. No, I didn't think there was any iron oxides. This just basically holds your brows in place. I'll link it down below. This is a really nice product. I want to try the one by Patrick Tai. I heard that one's really nice too. Ooh, sorry, that was kind of loud. Okay, so now we are going to try some blush, right? So we did our primer, we did our foundation, we have on some eyebrows. Let's go ahead and try some blush. Now, the only blush that I could find is also by 100% Pure. This is their Fruit Pigmented Cherry. Fruit Pigmented Cherry. This is for lips also, but I wouldn't use it. Usually when it's like lips / blush, I only use it for blush. And I do not know how dark this is gonna be. This could be somewhat interesting. Let's see. So, okay, we're just gonna start with like the tiniest amount. Whew, okay, and let's see. Oh, it's very pretty. It gives you like a nice flush. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't wear a whole lot of this because I'm, very light, but if I wasn't, I might put on some more. Why not? Yeah, this is actually really nice. I like this. Like, that's the thing. Like, these products from 100% Pure, they're really pretty. Like, you have a lot of people buying these that never even heard of a nickel allergy. They just buy these because they like them. They like the idea of fruit pigments in makeup. What is in this? Let me see. I did write it down. Red wine. Ooh, maybe that's why I like it. And blueberries. So actually berries are very low in nickel with the exception of raspberries. And I think in the other foundations I did see raspberry extracts. I didn't write it on here. So I don't think it was in this one, but like I said, always look. Also, the eyebrows have cocoa, black tea, and tomato. Black tea is high in nickel, but I mean, I did not have a problem with it, and I do know of other people that have used it. Let's go ahead and put some more on, and they had no problem with it, so we'll see. We'll see. Okay, now I think I'm a little too pink, but that's all right. That's all right. It's okay. This is very pretty. I like this a lot. All right, let's go ahead and do those eyes. So I'm gonna also use this. Now I don't have any, this is really stupid, but for whatever reason, there's no, I couldn't find a eye primer with no iron oxides. Why do you need iron oxides in an eye primer? I really, really don't know the answer to that one. So I don't have anything right now, but you have it. You definitely could use aloe, which we used when we did the DIY, or if you find a foundation that you like, you can use that. That doesn't have iron oxides. I don't know why they did have iron oxides in eye primer. We're gonna go ahead and use this, our brow gel, because this has no iron oxides in it. Now, my 100% Pure's eyeshadow formula does have mica in it, so I didn't want to use it. So we'll just use this. I mean, it's not ideal. It's not ideal because it is eyebrow gel, and leave it to me. Leave it to me to be trying on one thing and get it somewhere. But it's not bad. It's kind of nice. This color is kind of nice. Like this, I like this color because this is just the type of color that I gravitate to when I use eyeshadow. This like kind of cool tones, brown. But yeah, this is pretty. The problem, of course, here is how many colors do they have for eyebrows? They're gonna have like brown, black, blonde, and this color, which is taupe. So that is the problem. But I mean, it's something. It's something that you can use, you know? Okay, so yeah, that's good. And we're gonna go over this in something. I have something else for us to use. I just thought we would use this as a base. And let's let it kind of dry down before I show you what we're gonna put over it. And now we will move on to highlighter. Okay, so we have a couple of options for highlighters. In the DIY video that I did, remember I was talking to you that we had some highlighters and they had that same consistency as like lip balm. So the one that I'm gonna use is by Tower 28. Now this is a really, I really like this brand. They're gonna make another appearance when I talk about products that really help my skin when I was going through nickel allergy reactions. But this is the Super Dew, and it's in no shade, which is great if you have an iron oxide allergy because you don't have to do a pigment, but it kind of has the same consistency as Vaseline. Now when they marketed this product, they marketed it to everyone. It wasn't like a product for people with allergies. And I remember a lot of YouTubers saying that this was not a product for everyone. And the reason behind that is it does have like this Vaseline consistency. So if you're used to like a you know, like a powdered highlighter, you may not like this, but I really, really think this is nice. Like this is even like a good product if you're just having like a no makeup day and you just want to like, sorry, I'm not prepared. I had another brush. I had another sponge out here somewhere, but I don't know where it went. So let me grab one. If you want to have like a no makeup day, like you just want to throw on a little bit of highlighter or whatever, this is like a really good idea. Now if you, well, I was gonna say if you don't have a nickel allergy, they make really nice blushes, but if you're watching this video, you might not wanna, you know, we'll stick to the topic at hand. Yeah, so this is nice. This is really nice. And the other one, yeah, it's really pretty. You can, I don't know if you can see the highlight on camera. I mean, it's not blinding or anything, but it's good, it's nice. Makeup is looking pretty good. I'm not looking great, but the makeup is looking pretty good. The other one that I have, I was disappointed in, but it doesn't have iron oxides. This is by Mario. This is the only thing I have ever tried by this brand, and this is in Master Secret Glow Highlighter, inexpensive. And it was. No, it wasn't that bad, but it was actually more money than the Tower 28, and I like the Tower 28 better. But this is basically the same premise. It's just like a dew highlighter. And you know what, it just gives you like a, yeah, it just makes your skin kind of look dewy. And it's if you want to try that, I mean, this one is nice. I prefer the Tower 28, but look, you have two you can choose from, right? So that's great. So highlighter, we've got it. And actually the highlighter that we used last time, which was just lip balm, that worked fine too. So now what we're gonna put over this eyeshadow, oh, tell me I don't have it. I'm sorry. I do have it. Okay, what we're gonna put over this shadow is by Dear Dahlia. This is another brand I'm not all that familiar with. This is actually the first product we are going to be using from them, and this is liquid eyeshadow in Actress. Is that the name of it? There's like something over it. I think it's an Actress, and they make another one that's clear, but it's supposed to be like sparkly. So this has no iron oxides in it. So let's go ahead and, oh my goodness, this is so pretty. Wow. This is really nice. Now, if you want some glit, I mean, yeah. This is pretty. Can you see that? I don't know. I'll have to zoom in. Okay. Yeah, this is gorgeous. I always was like seeing like ads for this on my on YouTube. It would always like come up. They look like they have really nice palettes too, but when I looked, all their makeup has iron oxides with the exception of this because it has no color. And there's another one. For some reason they have two shades with no color in this liquid eyeshadow. I don't remember what the other one is called. Did I write it down? No, I don't think. Of course I didn't, but you just have to look at the ingredients. But this one is Actress. It has no iron oxides, and it is very, very pretty. Very pretty. I really, really, really like it. Let me see if I can zoom in. You know, like this is not my, I think I just like put myself out of focus. So, okay, well, I'll zoom myself in. You see? It's really nice. Really nice. Okay. So, yeah. I would definitely purchase this. The only thing is it's very glittery. Like, I don't know how everyday this would be, but if you're going out or like for the holidays are coming up, this is really, really gorgeous. Okay, so I just want to try to let that dry down because what we're going to do is we're going to use some eyeliner. I don't know if the eyeliner is going to go over it, but we'll try. So I'm going to use the Katja. I'm sorry, I keep playing with my hair, but I turned my air conditioner off so you guys could hear me, and it's so hot. I don't know, like this summer, it's been so hot here on Long Island. It's crazy. So we're going to use Katja. I love Katja. I think this is such a nice brand. I did a blog about this brand. I went to Jersey, I don't know, was that traveling? And I brought the bento boxes, and they were so pretty. They work so good, and they're so easy to travel with. So we're going to use her eyeliner, their eyeliner. This is the Wink Stamp eyeliner, and this is made with black too. So whenever I wear eyeliner, I wear black too, because eyeliner is something that I cannot wear. No, a lot of people do not want to wear black too because, you know, they say that it is a carcinogenic in makeup. Is it proven? I'm not sure. I can't tell you if it's proven. I really don't know. But there's a lot of stuff in makeup that falls into that category. So black too is not the only thing. If you ever see like Sephora has like those clean products, those products will not contain things like black too, and there's like a whole list if you've ever looked at that in Sephora, and you can see what the clean products don't contain. So it's not alone. So whether or not you want to wear it is up to you. It is on the market. It's FDA approved. Too Faced makes one. They're Better Than Sex eyeliner. Is made with carbon black. e.l.f. makes a lot of eyeliners made with carbon black. They also make mascara made with carbon black, and this one is made with carbon black. So if you have an iron oxide allergy, then these are at least some choices that you can use if you want to use eyeliner. I don't have a problem with mascara, but today we are going to use the e.l.f. one. So let's see. I think this is okay. So actually, you know what we're going to do? Let's do it. I know I'm going to mess it up. I don't care. What the hell? Let's try the wing. So this actually comes with 2 pens, and this one is like a wing stamp. So we'll do the left one first. So you just like stamp it on your face. So if you're not like good with a wing, which I don't know. Is it hard to do? Yeah, so you just stamp it and then you like connect it. Now, it's not like the best. I'm sure if you're good at doing this, you could probably do it better. But yeah, if you're not, you just kind of you just kind of connect it, and there you go. Now you have a wing. It's as easy as that. It's kind of curved. It's not really a straight wing, but it's a wing nonetheless. Katja has like a lot of this kind of makeup where they have like stamps, like they have like the, oh. That is a wing and a half. They have like the stamps, like free, they have like the blush, that's like the heart stamps, and then who cares, you're gonna blend it out anyway. It's really, really, really cute. Okay, I don't know, I kind of look, yeah, like, something. Alright, so the wing, maybe you just go ahead and use the eyeliner without the wing, but it could just be running, because it's, well, what the hell, let's do the other one. Let's see what happens. That was the, we're gonna do the right. Yes, folks, I do know my right from my left. Alright, so I'm just gonna stamp it here. Whatever, it's fine. And do the same thing. Yeah, you know what? No. Okay, so what happened is my eyelids are like kind of like runny because I don't think the eyeshadow was totally dried down, or it wasn't totally dried down, and then putting this like over it, it didn't do it any favors. So yeah, oh, that's that. So we have half a wing. Whatever, half a wing is better than none. Okay, so they look good though. They look good. I mean, they're a little runny, but that's my fault. That's not the product's fault. So here we have it. We have almost a full face. Let's go ahead and try the mascara. This isn't my favorite mascara. Too Faced. This is the e.l.f. mascara in length and volume. Now they make 2 other ones. Their newer ones are made with iron oxides, but their older ones aren't, and they're still on the market. It's not my favorite. These aren't my favorite mascaras, but they do not have iron oxides. When I do the 100% pure video, I'll show you 100% pure's mascara, which is made with black tea. No iron oxides, but for the purpose, it's got in my hair somehow. Oh, I think that's, I don't know what the hell that is. But for the purpose of this video, I thought I would show you the e.l.f. one. Which, it's not great. It really isn't. If you have this allergy, what you could do, you could consider getting a lash lift, and then you don't really have to, I mean, you'll still wear mascara, but you don't need it to be like great mascara because your lashes will already be lifted, and you don't have to worry about iron oxides when you have a lash lift. Just make sure that they're not tinting them, that they're just lifting them. So that is an option. And then, like I said, your lashes will already be curled, so, and like standing up, so you just need like you know, you won't need like the best mascara. This Too Faced used to make a great one. It was called Better Than False Lashes. It did have like fibers. It was like a 2-step mascara, but you didn't have to use the fibers. Even without the fibers, that mascara was great, and then they stopped making it. It had no iron oxides in it. It was made with carbon black, and I mean, it was really, really pretty. It really did give you like a false lash kind of look. A lot of mascaras say that, but they don't. But that one actually did. Okay, so this mascara is okay. You know, It's not the best, but our eyes look pretty good. All right, and now lips. Finally, we have, again, 100% pure. 100% pure, I think most, if not all of their I shouldn't say that, never mind. I was gonna say all their lip products are made with fruit. I'm not 100% sure if that's true. But I know that you have at least a couple. I'm not sure about the liquid ones. That's the ones that are in my head. They have these ones called Caramel, which I don't even like. That's the one product I really don't like by them. And I think, I'm not sure about them, but they're lipsticks. Okay, so this is Fruit Pigmented Pomegranate Oil Anti-Aging Lipstick. Wow, we need that. And this is in Buttercup. So let's see. It's a pretty shade. It is. It's nice. Well, it's a little too corally for me, but it's nice. And if you wanted to go like over it, now you would think that a clear lip gloss wouldn't have iron oxides in it, but I checked a few of them and every single one that I picked up did, so I'm assuming that they all do. But you could always go over it with like a clear lip balm, like that, the one that we used, what was it, Vaseline's lip balm. Was that it? I think I had it. I have it somewhere here. Okay, yeah, Vaseline Lip Therapy Cocoa Butter. This is the one that we used for our highlighter in the DIY video. So you could just go over it like this, and then that would kind of be like a gloss. So there you have it, folks. We have a full face of iron oxide. I'm sorry about this eyeliner. The eyeliner, it's not the eyeliner's fault, okay? This is my fault, because I kind of messed it up. So just keep that in mind. The eyeliner, I think, is really pretty. The highlighter is really pretty. The blush is really pretty. Foundation is nice. We have basically a full face. The eyeshadow is really pretty. The eyebrows, they're the wrong color for me, but they're nice. So yeah, we have pretty much a full face of iron oxide free makeup. So it can almost be done. It can be done. It can almost be done. We're just missing concealer, like I said, and we are missing bronzer. If you ever come across iron oxide free makeup, I would really, really appreciate just letting me know. You can always reach out to me, leave me a comment, you can email me, whatever the case may be. I'm always looking for it, and I always share it on my blog for those of us that do suffer from nickel allergies. It's not easy to find, but I think we did pretty good here. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. I think we definitely did better than the DIY. If you did find it helpful, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel so that you never miss one of my videos, because I plan on doing a lot more on this channel. Like I said, we're going to wrap up this nickel series pretty soon, and then we're going to move into some more stuff. So yeah, I want to thank you so much for joining me. In the next video, I'm going to talk, for this nickel series, I'm going to talk about some eyeshadow palettes that I have been using, that I have been having luck with, and I'm also going to be talking about trying makeup with iron oxides to see if you can use it. Now, not everybody is going to want to do that or can do that or is going to be interested in that, but it is something that I have done these past year or so. And I've been having luck with a lot of stuff. I'm finding that there are a lot of things that I can wear. So we'll kind of tackle that in my next video. Check out my blog, myeyeshadowallergy.com. I will have it linked below if you are interested in more iron oxide free makeup. And I think that's it. All of these products will be linked below. I want to thank you so much for joining me, and I hope I will see you next time. Bye, guys.